Terence Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this 4-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion 3 times over. 140 pounds, 147, now 168 pounds, claiming all the belts. You don't see people doing that very often. Going up against a guy who was perceived as being bigger and stronger, Crawford was strong. Crawford was strong enough to fend him off, strong enough to make him respect his own power. He used his jab, he used his distance. He had poise in the ring, he wasn't rattled. He backed up and moved when necessary and kept us different. He exchanged enough to gain respect when necessary. It was a brilliant, brilliant, masterful fight on Terence Crawford's part.
Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters.
Bud Crawford and Floyd Mayweather were live on TV alongside Terence when a heated exchange broke out. Floyd tried to downplay Bud's win over Canelo, claiming Canelo wasn't that good to begin with. Fans believe Mayweather's comments came from anger, as 2 eras clashed, 2 legends unwilling to share the throne. Floyd stays active in exhibition fights with names like Mike Tyson, while Crawford is busy dominating weight divisions. The tension in the studio was undeniable. Everyone sensed this was more than casual talk. It felt like a warning shot from the new king. The debate began with a familiar question from a host. Who is the better boxer, Floyd Mayweather or Terence Crawford?
And contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence Bud Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than...
As always, Crawford sat calm and composed. Floyd paved the way, no doubt, he said. But every generation has its own king. I'm just being myself.
Comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather, how do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah, we ain't going up that much.
Now,
Floyd didn't like that one bit. He leaned forward and fired back. Canelo never really did well. You're not me just because you beat him. The studio erupted, and fans flooded the live chat, because if there's one thing you don't do, it's disrespect Terence Crawford's legacy.
Niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, was, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, boss, keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fight. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll beat this.
Boy, you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd, nah?
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll beat his ass. Never. That's some.
Anyway, Crawford didn't just beat Canelo. He dismantled him. There were no excuses, no close calls, just 12 rounds of pure dominance. He made Canelo, the supposed face of boxing, look ordinary. Now Floyd's gearing up for Mike Tyson's show, while Crawford is out here uniting the sport like never before.
There is happening. What the f is going on? This is where boxing is in 2025. And listen, I'm not going to complain because I understand the layout of things. We already had Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. We have Jake Paul, Gervonta Tank Davis. This feels like the Temu version of it. And that sounds crazy because we have 2 of the greatest of all time about to participate in this, but both of them are about 30 years past their sell-by date in an exhibition bout in which their weights will be 60 to 70 to 80 pounds different. If you got on board with Jake and Mike, it was because at least they were going to weigh the same. I don't even know what to think. Someone on Twitter said it perfectly. Either everybody in the world is going to want to watch this or 10,000 people will watch it. Probably both men want a shit ton of money and they're being promised a shit ton of money.
Instead, Bud looked him dead in the eye and said, "Then prove it. Not on Twitter, not in interviews. Prove it in the ring." The internet went wild.
Guys, no one has ever been a 4-division champion in boxing. Not a real one. Oh, Pacquiao won 8 and Oscar De La Hoya won 11 and this one won 15. No, I'm talking about Ring Magazine champ or lineal champ. You are the champion of that division. Forever, the record was 3 by Henry Armstrong. Manny Pacquiao was the first dude to really win 4. Floyd gets credit for 4 for beating Canelo, but that wasn't at the junior middleweight limit. I don't count that. I don't count that. Terence Crawford just joined Manny Pacquiao as the only legit 4-division champion in the history of boxing. And he did it by jumping middle. He came lightweight, junior welter, then he won a belt at junior middle, not the whole championship, and then skipped middle to fight Canelo Alvarez for the undisputed, for the Ring Magazine super middleweight championship of the world, and left no doubts, including with Canelo, who was all class after the fight but knew what had just happened.
Terence Crawford isn't chasing fame. He's rewriting history. With a record 42 wins and 31 knockouts, he stands among the elite. Only one other man has gone undefeated across 3 divisions: lightweight, welterweight, and super middleweight. Crawford did it the hard way, with no politics, no cherry picking, and no catch weights.
But honestly, there could be the way where you put Crawford over Mayweather. Because of going up, you didn't see Mayweather go up from 147 to 168. That's crazy, bro. And honestly, I thought Crawford was gonna have more of a hard time because he had a hard time with Madronov. So imagine going up to it. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, but I don't want to take nothing away from Mayweather. Mayweather's the greatest of all time. But I think that was a really big risk that Crawford took, and then he ended up winning. You know what I mean? So you have to give credit to that too. I mean, that's a big risk. That'd be like me going up and fighting Usyk right now, heavyweight.
I know that's been kind of hinted.
I'm not thinking of that right now. I'm not thinking of that right now. No, but that's kind of like how that'd be. You know what I mean? So you have to, bro. That's a lot of. He has a lot of balls to do that, and not only to go do that to show the world that he's really like that.
From dominating Errol Spence Jr., the fighter everyone said was too big, to moving up in weight and defeating Canelo Alvarez in front of 70,000 fans, Crawford has done it all. He might not just be the best right now. He might be one of the greatest to ever step in the ring.
And he looked spectacular. Congratulations to Terence Crawford for that great performance. And man, it was a great fight.
Were you expecting more from Canelo?
I was expecting a lot more. I was expecting Canelo to knock out Crawford, to be honest with you, because it's 3-weight divisions. Well, he did fight one time at a higher division, but and to me, it's 3 ways, you know. He had to go up a lot in weight, and that's what I was expecting. But at the end of the day, you know, I got to give respect to Canelo. You know, he has done so much in boxing that it will be hard for somebody else to achieve and make. He trained hard, you know, and he said that he tried, but the body did not respond. And I've been saying that, you know, the body is worn out, you know. Canelo is young, but...
Analysts like Max Kellerman have said it before. Floyd's resume might not be as flawless as Crawford's.
It's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring him lightweight. He jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, yeah, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time.
Because let's be honest, Floyd's 50-0 record is legendary, but many of those fights came at the perfect time. Pacquiao was past his prime, Mosley wasn't the same, and the timing favored Floyd. Crawford, on the other hand, faces opponents at their peak and stops them cold.
It's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather.
I think Crawford is better, bigger. Like he's actually, he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather is really good too, though. You can knock him as well. You know, he's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, you know, Mayweather has his era.
Floyd fought to protect his perfect record, while Crawford is fighting to protect his legacy. That's why fans today care more about impact than numbers. And as Crawford continues to rise, Floyd's long-standing throne seems to be slowly crumbling.
Keep up with him. He was too fast. His footwork was too good.
Do you think the scores was right on, or do you think maybe it was a little more towards Bud?
What was the scorecards?
115, 113, 116, 112.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah?
I feel like Bud damn near basically went every round, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about right. You can say that.
Now, with this accomplishment, Keyshawn, is he on the Mount Rushmore of
Hell
boxers?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah?
3-time undisputed.
Mm-hmm.
He just beat Canelo.
Yeah.
The face of boxing. So now you can say Bud is the face of boxing.
Greatest of all time, or?
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it can never be one great.
Let's face it, Floyd Mayweather changed boxing forever. He turned it into a billion-dollar sport and built the money brand that made fighters rich just by mentioning his name. But that shine is starting to fade. The once undefeated king is now selling spectacle fights, like the one he's set to have with Mike Tyson, who, even at 58, is still throwing bombs.
Fighting Floyd Mayweather, why the hell did he agree to fight you? That seems like a bad decision by him.
Well, listen, I was minding my business. I'm flying my birds, tending to my children, and he's the one, he came with the sign. His name was on the contract signed already. And he was talking really bad and nasty to me, so I was like, God damn. I thought we were friendly, talking crazy. He said, all right.
That's got to be such a cool thing for boxing fans, though, Mike, to have two of the all-time legends in there. Are you excited just to see the thing of that like it was with you and Roy?
Nah, man, we want to get him, man. What you talking about? That's talking crazy. Like, kick his ass.
He doesn't know what he signed up for.
Yeah, I told the exhibition, he's talking crazy.
So he's like, but Mike, come on, man. He can't be doing anything to you. Like, that's a bad decision by him.
Hey, he made a good money.
Fans aren't happy. What was once praised as brilliance is now seen as greed. This fight isn't adding to Floyd's legacy. It's chipping away at it. Doctors, experts, and even fellow fighters have called it reckless, warning that it does more harm to his reputation than good.
Tyson, if there were some prearrangement for this fight, Tyson's animosity, well documented towards Floyd. Any chance that he's going in there and, saying, hey, screw all, I don't care what agreement was made, if there was one at all, I want to kill this dude?
Nah. He's going to get a check. Floyd's going to get a check. And they're going to get a check that's real huge because of their names.
Floyd stepping in the ring with a man who can still knock people out. And he's doing it for clicks, not competition. Meanwhile, Crawford is out here preserving the integrity of the sport, fighting for real titles, real stakes, and real respect. That's why the host pressed Floyd with the question, why not fight Crawford? He dodged it, saying, I've already proved everything I need to.
Even the greatest of all time. What does that put him in the all-time list, man?
At least top 10.
At least
top 10.
10
or top 15, easily, There's guys that we may not know of or heard of, like Henry Armstrong. Simultaneously, he was 3 divisions carrying all 3 weight divisions at the same time.
Which performance was better? I don't like to compare them, but Crawford or Mayweather's over Canelo. Like it's just different.
It's just different styles, different looks, But the punching, the output that he was giving Canelo.
I don't need to chase young fighters, Floyd said with a smile. But the pause that followed said everything. Crawford didn't need to raise his voice or show off. He simply said, I'm not like everyone else. I never chased money. I chased greatness. That line hit Floyd like a punch to the gut because it was true. Floyd built his empire through careful matchups, while Crawford is building his legacy by beating anyone who steps in front of him.
Terence fought a virtuoso fight. Terence never let Canelo get into a rhythm. Terence never allowed Canelo to get anything going, and I didn't think he could do it for 12 rounds. I thought that the first 3 or 4 rounds were going to be difficult for Canelo for that reason, but Terence was able to do it for 12 rounds, and in the later part of the fight, he kind of pushed the fight more than I think people expected, which is...
Crawford isn't hiding behind retirement or chasing celebrity opponents. He's stepping forward, willing to risk everything, something Floyd never did. Floyd's frustration showed when he tried to downplay Canelo's loss, even though everyone knows Canelo was his protege. Floyd guided him, mentored him, but Crawford made him look ordinary. Now Floyd's trying to rewrite the story, saying Canelo has cleaned up. But it's clear he's lost touch with today's fight game, and Crawford exposed that for everyone to see. Crawford isn't stuck in the past. He's building the future. Right now, boxing stands divided. On one side, there's the entertainment era, filled with gimmicks, nostalgia fights, and viral moments. On the other, true warriors like Crawford, Usyk, and Inoue are keeping the sport alive the right way.
It feels good, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been this training before, so
yeah, it's good.
It's a no-brainer.
Of course, congratulations on the win. What's your first reactions to Crawford victory? One of the greats of this era, right?
Oh, definitely that. You know that.
What do you want to see him do now?
What I want to do now?
What do you want to see Crawford do next?
Do what he at this point now in his career where he could do whatever he wanted to do.
Who would you like to see him fight? Any names? Is there any names in particular you'd like to see?
It doesn't matter.
What about Canelo? Would you like to see him retire?
I don't. Canelo's not my.
While Floyd's side fuels drama, Crawford's story is built on legacy, and fans are starting to notice. When news broke about the Tyson fight, people didn't cheer, they cringed. Meanwhile, every time Crawford speaks, he commands attention. He's not calling out retired fighters. He's challenging champions. He's not chasing paychecks. He's chasing greatness. In today's era, numbers alone don't define the best anymore. Even legends like Roy Jones Jr. have said Crawford may already surpass Floyd because he's taken every risk there is. The live chat after the interview went wild. Half the fans shouting TB, the best ever, and the other half flipping it into TB for Bud era.
Looking back at like Floyd's career, like him coming up in the era that he came up in, he had all them champions that he was able to fight, and that's what led him to be so great. You know, because he fought the most champions, beat the most champions. You know, got the most money for beating the most champions. So it's just like, man, he had this guy.
Many fans on Twitter claim Mayweather sold his legacy for money. Crawford doesn't talk. He lets his actions speak. Meanwhile, the Mike Tyson fight feels more like a risky Netflix spectacle that could go wrong at any moment. Even top fighters are weighing in. Shakur Stevenson sided with Crawford, saying, "We're watching greatness right now. Enjoy it while you still can." Coach Calvin Ford tried to stay neutral, saying both men were legends of their eras. And he's right in a way. Floyd built the platform, but Crawford is the one reminding everyone why boxing still matters.
I truly don't know the answer to that question.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. Who will win that fight?
Floyd.
Floyd will win that
Yes,
fight.
sir. I
Floyd
love you, Terence.
always figures it out.
Yeah, he's a chess master.
Yeah, his IQ in that
The funny
is
thing
crazy.
about it is Terence has been the only other guy that people can say he always figures it out. You know?
That's true.
But you gotta have an OG somewhere.
Anybody
though.
else? Yeah.
There's an OG
Somebody
somewhere.
gotta pioneer,
that you
right?
can't
Yeah,
out-figure
yeah,
out.
you gotta-
There's
yeah.
an OG you can't out-figure out
Yeah,
somewhere. And I just
yeah.
believe Floyd is that OG you can't out.
Every era crowns its own icon. Ali passed the torch to Tyson. Tyson inspired Floyd. And now Floyd is watching Crawford carry that flame. Only this time, it's burning brighter than ever. The difference? Bud didn't chase the spotlight. He earned it. Floyd built an empire by mastering the business of boxing, but Crawford is redefining it as an art form. He's not ducking fights or waiting for perfect paydays. He's stepping up to giants and making them look ordinary.
Fighting, you had a Cavs hat on. This time you've got a GOAT hat on. Is that how you're feeling? I know it says Muhammad Ali, but is that how you're feeling about Bud's performance, about his whole career?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that way, man. He's a GOAT. Greatest of all time, man. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to his coaches. Not just me, Saul, Red, Bernie, Chet, nutritionists. You know, everybody played a part.
Canelo said he's way better than Mayweather. What do you think to that?
Who, Terence? Yeah. Oh, of course. Of course he is.
While Floyd Mayweather is making headlines with his upcoming fight against Mike Tyson, Terence Crawford is focused on building a lasting legacy. This live interview wasn't about ego. It was about evolution. Floyd laid the foundation for modern boxing, but Crawford is redefining what greatness looks like today. By the end of the show, neither man backed down. Floyd declared himself the model, while Crawford confidently reminded everyone that he's simply better.
I beat this guy. It's his excuse. I beat this guy. You know, he's too young or whatever. So I'm never really going to get my full respect until afterwards. Yes, you know, it's a lot of people that's changing their narrative. Like, man, y'all watching something great right now, and we not appreciating it. And it's sad to say that we waking up at the tail end of his career. You know, we really didn't realize it until now, when he's like doing extraordinary stuff, like going up 2 weight classes to fight the best fighter in that division, the #1 guy that's the face of boxing, you know. And the way that I handled that, people like, oh man, something had to be wrong. Canelo had to be washed, or Canelo just wasn't in it. I see people saying, oh, Turkey paid for Canelo to lose, you know. So I just think, you know, when you that much better than the competition, you know, people not going to give you credit until they sit down and look at it and just be like, man.
He looked Floyd straight in the eye and said, "If you still think you're the best, prove it in the ring." Floyd's jaw tightened, as if he knew what everyone else did. Crawford isn't just the face of boxing. He's the one carrying it forward. So here's the real question. Has Floyd Mayweather truly retired, or is there still one final fight left in his story? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe, because the next chapter is coming soon.